Now to the COVID epidemic and the dark shadow of government censorship. Twitter has been suspending the accounts of some users who expressed skepticism about the effectiveness of masks or vaccines. That's why one suspended user has filed a groundbreaking lawsuit, not against Twitter, but against the federal government for coercing Twitter into shutting down opposing views. Joining us now is plaintiff Dr. Mark Changizi, a scientist and attorney John Vecchione, senior litigation counsel for the New Civil Liberties Alliance. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Such an interesting case that you have. Dr. Changizi, I'll start with you. Your lawsuit argues essentially that the government is behind Twitter banning you. What evidence have you seen to prove this case?
Since when our case was first filed, the amount of available evidence was frankly small compared to what is now available. There's been many FOIA requests, the Twitter files after Musk took over Twitter. So really the evidence is overwhelming now compared to when we first filed. We have a sister sort of lost a case, the Missouri and Louisiana district attorneys, which has gone farther than ours, with a lot more evidence by the time their case was begun. So the evidence is really overwhelming. And this was not the case that they were even trying to hide it. They were out in the open telling us back in April of 2021 that the social media companies are killing people by not censoring us, that they should censor us or else they will lose certain kinds of protections, or there might be monopoly kinds of investigations into them. They said if you were banned from Twitter, you should be banned from YouTube and Facebook too. You should be fully blacklisted. And why aren't they doing that? So these were unabashed pronouncements from the federal government that they were working with social media to censor the political opponents of the COVID interventions.
So, Doctor, the Twitter has come out and said that they already had these COVID policies in place, which was based on the CDC guidelines. They say you broke that policy and that's why you were banned. Did you know that you were breaking their policy at the time when you tweeted?
No, their policies were just a moving target. I was, for example, publishing links to articles at NIH servers. These are published studies sitting in the NIH government servers that I'm linking to, right? Surely that is impossible that one should be violating terms of service by just linking to a published study.
So let's talk about that, because Twitter is a privately owned company at the end of the day. And they're saying if you come on our platform, you have to agree with our policies that are in place. They're saying this policy was already in place. And the government is the one who highlighted and said you aren't abiding by your own policies. But you say that isn't true. John.
That's not true. And the reason I state it's not true is that the government got highly involved here and told each of the companies what it wanted done. And what the government wanted done was done. You'll notice that nobody who put out real misinformation, I mean, what Mark Changizi said is almost all of it, I can say, is right now thought to be absolutely true. But they never threw anyone off for saying the vaccines stop transmission, which they didn't do. I mean, that would be a violation of Twitter's term of service, but suddenly those people aren't thrown off. It's because the government didn't want them thrown off. They wanted the people who were against the government message thrown off. And it's clear from the timeline and what the government said and what the social media companies said that that's what happened. This wasn't like the social media companies said, who shall I throw off my social media and lose money because I don't have as many eyeballs on it as I did before out of my own volition. That makes no sense.
And John, where does the case stand now?
Well, we argued before the Sixth Circuit last week, and we asked them to reverse the district court's dismissal of this case just on the complaint without any discovery or any looking into the real facts. And we hope that they remand it to the district court for further proceedings to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone ever again.
All right, John, Dr. Changizi, thank you for your time and good luck with the case.